Hey there, Dungeoneers. Welcome to the Strahdcast. If you haven't yet, make sure to check out Session 0 to get all caught up on the events that unfolded before this episode. Thanks, and enjoy. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Shuffle off this mortal coil and transport yourselves to the far, foggy realm of Barovia.
So, you stand in the second level of what you thought to be Vasily's mansion. The suit of armor lying motionless, tied up before you. The time is yours.
Kasle will go pick up that sword and give it a few practice swings.
It's nowhere near as good as Cactus. In fact, it's rather crude. And you happen to notice, Kaz, it seems very old as well, actually.
Okay.
Nearing ancient.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone smell fried chicken?
What? What?
Kaz
Is that Drogar you're talking about?
Oh,
Drogar like not picking it up, just like, no, I can't say I do.
Fried chicken? Artemis like kind of leans towards Drogar.
Kaz doesn't get it.
You were right unlucky, mate.
Speaking of unlucky, Drogar wants to roll a Arcana check on the suit of armor. That is a 22.
alright.
What are you trying to discern?
If the traps in it are magical.
Yes. 22 Arcana check?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, you've never seen anything like this before, but you've heard of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Enchanted armor. It's powered by magic. That's what animates it.
Yes.
And so trying to... think of it like it has... It's not a physical core, but it has a magical core to it.
Yes.
And trying to remove pieces of the armor, or possibly even putting it on, you reason, would unleash some of that energy. To the detriment of the one trying to do the disassembling.
Okay, then Drogar will then, turn to, the second task, which was the coffin maker, and making sure that he is held accountable for his actions.
I want to go over to the coffin maker and make sure he's okay. I want to make sure he's still breathing and stuff.
You go over to him as he's sort of like hunched up against the wall. And did you just like throw him down, Ken?
Yeah, probably. I don't think I tried.
Chuck him against the wall.
I think I just let gravity do its thing. I don't think I tried to do more than gravity would have done. But I definitely wasn't gentle with him. No.
Kaz has heavy hands.
Yeah, he looks a little uncomfortable.
I think she's similar.
He's an old man. He's old. And you've got him bound up and he's sitting against the wall. He you can just tell when someone is kind of aching all over. He looks like he's in pain. And he just kind of raises his head a little bit at you, and he's breathing a little heavily, and he's like, "If you're going to kill me, just kill me."
We're not going to kill you. You guys, I need to talk to you about something. I really do not like all this business with the coffin maker. I really do not like this business. It does not feel like it's in line with what Rudy said. It doesn't seem like making a public display of this guy who's just trying to get by in a really bad situation would be helpful for the people. I don't think it's right.
Well, what are you proposing instead?
I think... I don't know.
What does your heart tell you, Winnie?
I think we should just send him home. Really. I really think we should just send him home. There's way worse people, and he would not have done all of those things if he didn't feel like he really, really needed to.
Drogar looks at Callister.
I think there's space for grace, but I think he does need to answer for his crimes in some regard.
How?
Perhaps the Baron?
I don't like him either. I don't trust him to do the right thing either.
Winnie, If some of your family was taken from you, and there was someone responsible for it, wouldn't you want the right to know?
If you take me to the Baron, I'm as good as dead. He'll feed me to that dog of his, Isaac.
I'm all for this being some kind of... He looks side-eyed at the coffin maker. Educational moment. But I don't think this can be swept under the rug. I spent the entire morning cleaning up bodies.
I talked to Yeska. I talked to Yeska. I held his hand and I told him everything's going to be okay. And it wasn't. And I feel really bad about that too. But it's just not, it doesn't feel helpful at all to like embarrass this old guy who just like did some things wrong.
Alright, I agree.
Maybe holding people accountable will bring some type of hope to these people.
How do
To
we
show
do
them
that?
there's law.
I think that the service, Winnie, that he committed was to the people of the town. Because of his actions, because of his bribery, many innocent people have died.
Didn't you see their faces though? Didn't you see everybody's faces when they were cleaning out bodies and stuff? Just like, it's not even a thing here anymore. This is just the way that it is. So I don't feel like it would make them any happier to take one of their own and like shame him or hurt him. You know?
Do you remember what Van Renton said? That the best way for us to destroy or to keep people's hope alive was to return hope to them. If this man was the way that the devil got into the town, he must be expelled.
What you mean expelled?
Perhaps he must be forced to leave.
I'm gonna look at the coffin maker. Why did you do this?
The man I trusted asked me to do something. I did it.
How do you feel about Strahd?
The devil?
Yeah.
The same as everyone else?
Would you ever do anything on purpose to hurt the people around you and benefit him?
Benefit him?
Yeah, the
No.
devil.
Benefit me? Yes.
If we cut you
He's
loose,
honest.
I know. If we cut you loose right now and we send you home and we say there's blood all over your hands of people that you live alongside, you gonna learn anything from this? Or not really?
Persuasion. With advantage.
With advantage?
Ooh.
Tremendous. It's so bad.
I thought that was a good
Even
guess.
with advantage.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
What is it?
It's a 9.
With advantage?
What did you
With
roll?
advantage.
Advantage, it's a 9.
What did you roll? Like a 1 and a
I
2?
rolled a 7 and a 3.
Oh boy.
9.
Yeah.
All this talk. Pugh. You are strangers to this place. You know nothing about it. Do away with your self-righteousness. Kill me or let me go, but just make up your fucking minds.
Drogar looks at Winnie. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I think we should let him go. I don't think if it's kill him or let him go, we let him go.
Well, who says he gets to make up the rules? There's always a third option. Just gotta think. Be clever.
Okay. You want to hold him account. Do you want to kill him?
No, I don't want to kill the chap. I think he's a fool. And I think he's a little selfish, but I don't think he deserves to die.
Then I don't think there's anything different than us. We put him on trial in front of everybody. Nothing is going to change. We send him fucking home.
There's 2 members of our party who haven't said much on the matter.
To me,
Sasha, what do you think?
she'll just get up in his face and roar. She chooses death.
Okay.
To me, he is the direct cause for a great tragedy in this town. The burning of the church, the murder of many people. I don't think he deserves to live. I don't care what his reasons are.
I think he's a pawn.
Yeah.
People need to take responsibility for their actions. He knew what he was doing was wrong. There's no reason for him to take those bones. I don't care what was offered.
I'm forgetting that I'm forgetting that part of what he was told to do was... Yeah, he wasn't completely unknowing of what he was doing was wrong.
Alright, Mike, I have a question for you. Did you see the church?
What?
Have you been out there? Have you seen the church?
Of course, I live here.
Have you seen the bodies?
My friend, this is fucking Barovia. There are bodies everywhere.
Then one
Right.
more won't make a difference. And I'll pull out my
All of you!
Well, Callister, he is the coffin maker.
So, this is where I'm at, gang. I agree with you, Winnie. I don't think it solves anything just to kill another man.
I couldn't agree more.
I don't know exactly how we should handle this, but I don't think he just walks off scot-free.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he's lost the trust of the people.
What if he became our pawn? We're trying to catch Vasily.
Go on.
That's all I got so far.
No, I didn't think I did. Right, well, let me reel it back.
If I may, Aasimar pipes up.
Oh, thank
Remember,
God.
he's here the whole time.
Drogar just goes, "Ooh!" Where's this man come from? You can't sneak up on an old man like that.
Terribly sorry. I thought perhaps you had it right. Danica is an excellent judge of character. Perhaps she would know what best to do. She's the one who knows this town the best, and the one that we know that knows the town the best.
Oh,
I think
I think this is a great idea.
I'd go along with Danica.
I trust him more than the mayor.
Me too.
Indeed.
Okay.
Winnie,
Yeah.
I hope you know our goal is not to kill him,
I hope so, yeah.
but once, before the people of this town, it is not our place to say what we do with him.
I know. I think I just agree. I just don't think we should be handing down judgment in a place that we don't know very well.
I agree, little one.
Yeah, we may not know the place, but we do know murder and death, smuggling in bodies,
You've killed a lot of
vampires.
people. Let's see what Danica thinks.
Drogar wants to do a perception check on Winnie because she seems darker.
Insight.
Yeah.
And if you would like to contest, you can do.
That's a dirty 20.
You can just make a wisdom save if you want, or
I don't
whatever.
think I would like.
Okay. Well, so if Drogar insight checks you in this moment, what does he get with a 20? That's for you to decide.
I am trying to scab over the loss of Irina, and the thing that Callister said a minute ago about if you knew someone had hurt your entire family, that knocked me off my horse.
Drogar's gonna, he's gonna kind of like usher to everyone like, well, to Danica's. And as they're kind of moving out, he's gonna put like his lizard arm kind of on Winnie and just go,
I promise you we're going to get her back.
You can't promise that.
Wow.
Well, as long as I breathe, I will not stop.
Me neither.
Me either.
To Danica's then.
You're still here!
Yes, I am.
All right, let's follow this mark to Danica's. You carried him very gently.
I think she'll go to the coffin. Kasle will go to the coffin maker and say,
Are you gonna walk with us of your own power, or do I need to knock you out and carry you like a sack of potatoes again?
Fuck you.
I think I just got my answer.
I'll walk.
I think I just got my answer.
All right, yeah.
Right.
Maybe you help him up a little. Yeah, he moves of his own power. So you head out of Vasily's mansion through the dusty steps, leaving the armor there. Yes.
Yeah, it's tied up with 30 feet of.
Wait, can we hide it somewhere? I want
There's
to
not
hide.
really anything else in the room you can try. There's not really any. There's no furniture
Like
or
barricade the
anything.
door or
Do we
something?
want to bring it with us?
Drogar would like to bring it with him.
Yeah, it didn't hit us until he tried to put it on, right? Or something.
I tried to like take it apart.
You can use the other 20 feet of rope to just like drag it behind us.
Yeah, Drogar with the help of Artemis is gonna drag the suit of armor through the street.
Like cans behind a wedding limo.
Okay, give me a. both of you give me an athletics.
DM no like.
He said,
I mean, it's very heavy.
Is it a full plate
Yeah,
suit
it's
of armor?
full plate.
Oh yeah, boy,
Okay.
that's
Alright,
light.
Sasha will help too. We'll tie it.
We're gonna harness it to Sasha and whip her like,
All right, give me the athletics check. All right. The more shit you make up, the higher the ADC get.
oh shit. Drogar got a 12. He's brittle old bones, what can I say?
I got a 5. Not as strong.
Me and Artemis are like,
So
I'm an archer.
you guys try to lift up this suit of armor. It is very, very heavy, and in fact, way heavier than it should be. You know, plate armor is, you can still, you know, it's maybe 15 pounds or so.
Right.
But this feels like a statue, like you're carrying a marble statue.
Come on, Sasha,
And
give me a hand.
You are on the second floor, and as you move to the stairs, you try to safely bring it down the stairs, but you trip, and both of you go tumbling down the steps with the armor clattering and clamoring to the bottom flight.
How much damage?
And both of you take 6 bludgeoning damage.
hell!
Whose idea was this?
It's like unnaturally heavy. It's gonna take you an hour to drag it there.
You guys, is there like a closet we could just shove this in? And like maybe put a chair in the front of the door?
is there a fireplace?
Yeah.
Drogar wants to, with all his might, push the
Everyone
remnants
give us
of
a hand.
I'm having
push it
some
into the
time
fireplace.
You push it across. It leaves like deep scratches in the floor. When you push it. But yeah, you manage to shove it into the fireplace.
You don't think anyone knows that?
Drogar looks over at Artemis and goes, they'll never find it. Perfectly hidden. It's like the arms and the legs, the sabotage are sticking out and shit.
The what?
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, the samovar is sticking out.
Jesus Christ.
Sabatons, you know.
What kind of doing?
What is a sabaton?
Sabaton is a metal, essentially the metal armor plating that goes over the shoe. So,
I didn't know that.
yes, it is an attachment to the greaves, to the lower section of the greaves, and it covers the feet so that one, a swordsman or couldn't stab somebody in the foot because. It's something, if you didn't have lower greave
Sheep
sections as a knight.
It's my favorite Nike release, Air Sabaton.
Holy hell.
Everyone, 1d4 second
Here we go!
Here we go, on our way!
Did you hear about the one little nozzles coming out with real
Same
orc
juice,
blood?
yeah.
I thought he only made 666 of those.
Okay, so
I thought he only made d6 plus 6 of those.
so away you go. You leave parading the coffin maker across town until before too long you are standing again before the Blue Water.
As we walk down the street, we go, shame!
Yeah, but it's still a very
Am I the only one who found that funny? Okay.
it's still a very quiet day here due to the attack last night.
Right.
There are not a lot of people out and about. Most shutters are closed and doors locked up tight. But before too long, you arrive in in front of the blue water. What would you like to do?
Can I just ask what time it is now?
Say it's around noonish now, like a little before.
Okay. As we walk again, I just want to take a quick look around and see if Milivoj is there yet.
Right, because you sent the boys to the blue water, right?
And when we
And then you
found
sent-
Milivoj,
right.
we sent him.
Right.
With Tally-Ho.
Yeah, or if the boys are there.
So yes, in fact, as you walk in, the two young boys, Alexei and Ilya.
I think Drogar is going to kind of walk in with the coffin maker.
Yeah. So as you do so, and as you do, the two boys are there, each spooning, heaping portions of porridge into their mouths, and Milivoj is also sitting at the table with them, looking at them dotingly. And he hears you come in. As he looks up, his face gets really stern, and he almost looks a little scared for a second. But then it kind of changes to a very grateful face, and he just gives you each a little nod as you make your way in.
Can I run over to him real quick? I just want to run over. I do not want to disturb your guys. I just wanted to check. Do you have my tally here?
Yes, I kept it safe.
Thank you very much. I thought that maybe I could do without him for a couple of days, but I think I'm not.
I understand. Yeah, please. And he
I
hands
really
it back to you.
appreciate it.
Drogar, as he comes in, kind of looks at the two boys, and gives them like a little wink, and then looks up at Milivoj and gives him like this is a good start kind of nod.
Yeah, the two boys, they smile with oatmeal dribbling down their mouths as you walk in, Drogar, and they both do that big kid wave where they just move their whole arm.
Drogar does the little thing with his fire where he's like,
They go crazy. And as he's handing Tally-Ho back to you, Winnie, Milivoj goes, "You've done me more than a good turn. Please, thank you."
Thanks. You're doing really good.
I lost my way this morning, but was lucky to happen upon some very brave roadsides.
They look really, really happy, and it makes me really, really happy to see you looking okay.
Happiness is hard to come by here, but they're good boys. If you can find it anywhere, it's with them.
I'm gonna make Tally-Ho give him. Canonically, that I invented the high five. So I make Tally-Ho give him just a little tiny high five.
He looks a little confused at first, and then he just kind of holds out his hand.
Everyone who sees it goes, "That's amazing!"
He's my 583 years. I've never seen anything like that.
I just did a high five and I run away.
Drogar is going to call Danica!
Yes. She's right behind the bar, where she always is.
I didn't see that. My old eyes are not what they used to be. We found the one responsible.
Yeah, so Danica, as you make your way in, it's a very slow day. Milivoj and the boys are there, but there's no one else in there. And it looks like she's looking over some accounting, some paperwork. And she actually has some half-moon glasses slid down her nose. She looks up as you all come in and takes them off. What is it now?
We found the one responsible for allowing the vampires in.
Did you?
Indeed we have.
She puts her glasses down. It's a pretty serious charge.
Maybe we can go somewhere a little more private and talk about it.
This is not private enough for you.
I don't think the boys need to hear what we're going to say.
No. Come to the kitchen.
Are we all going?
I'm going.
Okay,
Right
So you
behind
walk
you.
around the bar, and this is probably your first time behind it. You make your way behind the bar to the door.
I slept under it that one time.
Actually, someone's been. Kaz has been in the kitchen before.
Well, that's what we both worked. We made breakfast.
Yeah, yes we did. Yes we did.
Well, I held things while you made breakfast.
Yeah, I think you threw a couple things into the pot.
Yeah.
Callister uses his mage hand and just straightens up a little bit.
Oh,
that's so nice.
it straightens up what?
Just behind the bar, while he's walking by, he sees some stuff.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
17.
Nice. The scattered papers she was looking at, you just sort of collect and tap on the counter and lay them back gently. Push a few bottles back into
There
place.
it is.
Yeah. Push a few bottles into place. Yeah. Great. So you make your way back into the kitchen, where Erwin is busy moving around, cooking up a storm. He's got a big white apron, heavily stained, well-loved apron on, and he's moving around with a mixing bowl in his under his arm, whisking away at something or other. And he turns around. He's got a little flower on the tip of his nose. Not used to this many special guests. What is the occasion?
You're going to want to hear this as well.
Okay, what has happened? And Danica says, well, apparently they have found the one responsible for the attack. Please, speak your piece.
Before I begin, understand that there is great mischief that was afoot. It seems that Vasily is not who we thought he was. In fact, it seems Vasily is precisely who we didn't suspect he would be.
Say more.
Not a fortnight ago, Vasily employed the coffin maker to bring forth 3 crates of dirt into the coffin shop.
And contained within?
3 undead women.
She looks at, Henry? Sorry, loading.
The coffin maker?
Loading.
So you can... so you can ask
I can walk like an Egyptian.
Well, no, that just gives it a spike, so you know.
Yeah.
She looks at Henrik, and she just stares him in the eyes, and she says, Henrik, is this true? And he says, men I trust, we all trusted, asked me to do something, and I did it. I ask you where the crime in this is. She looks back to you, Drogar. Go on.
We also found that Heinrich was also employed by Vasily to steal the bones from the cathedral. To which he told Milovash to do. Milovash then stole the bones. When we confronted Milovash, he was beneath a tall oak with a rope in hand, realizing what he had done. Now, we are strangers here. We do not wish to take things into our own hands. With Milovash, we gave him an option, and he decided to come back and raise the 2 boys. I think you can understand that that is the better of the 2 options. As for Heinrich here, knowingly, did he commit crimes by employing Milovash to steal the bones from the church, which unhallowed the church. For this, the 5 of us have brought him before you, because we understand that you and your husband hold power in this town.
Such as it is, we hold the beer, that's for sure. You want me to do something with him?
We want you to decide on behalf of the people what should be done with him.
I do not speak for the people.
I think
I serve drinks.
But I think you speak for the people more than you think. But you suppose the Baron speaks for the people? One could say that Vasily probably spoke for the people, but it seems that he had other ideas of how to use those. I can think of no one better.
She looks at you appraisingly, Drogar, for a long beat. And then looks down. Says, Erwin, bring me the list. And Erwin is, oh dear, of course, yes, please. And he kind of lumbles out.
Yes.
And after a few moments, he comes in with a scroll of paper. Right? Hands it to Danica, who takes it in her hand, walks over to Heinrich, and sort of looms over him, hands it to him, and she says, "This is the list of families who lost someone. You will go to each of them and tell them what happened, what you did.
If they do not want to see you, you will listen to them. If they have some work for you to do, you will listen to them. Is that clear? And he takes it and he looks over it. He's like, Danica, there are dozens of names on this list. It will take me weeks, months to do. And she just like stares daggers at him. And he says, yes, ma'am. And takes it. And he says, yes, ma'am. Can I go now? And Danica looks back to all of you.
One more condition. We will use your finest woods. And you will make 2 coffins. One for the priest and one for the altar boy.
This seems right. Heinrich? Bye. So he gets up, gives you all a little bit of a steely look, and just walks his way out of the kitchen. And you stand there. Danica, still standing, hands on her hips. I'm going to tell you all something. And I want you all to listen very carefully. Yes?
You're running for Baron. I'll vote for you. I don't live here, but I'll vote for you anyway.
This is very kind.
Oh, I believe you have actually 5 votes here, to be honest.
This is very kind. I appreciate what you did here today. I think some good will come of it. But this is Barovia. Life here is hard. We could spend our whole lives punishing people who did evil things to survive. But if we did that, we risk running out of time to punish those who do evil not for survival but for their own sake. Strahd is the enemy. Never forget them. I do thank you for what you have done here today. But please, we cannot bring back to me everyone you apprehend. You cannot burden the people more, yes?
Very well.
Strahd is the enemy.
Oh no, my lady. I will not burden you, but I think if we truly want to defeat Strahd, it's not just up to us. How many of us are there? Jesus Christ. 5 of us? 6 of us?
5.
5 of us. We need the town to turn around as well. We need people to be more like you. Alright? So, I will respect your wishes and not bring others here, but I'm not relinquishing my standard of being human to one another.
Well, that is what we are talking.
What you have just seen here today, does this not strike you as human?
Oh, this was beautiful.
Thank you.
I have no qualms whatsoever.
But the idea that punishment should only go to those who commit heinous acts for pleasure.
Is that what I said, Master?
No, it is not.
I said, it is your job
Right,
to fight Strahd.
right. Don't bring it all to your door, because you got drinks to serve. Mighty fine drinks, I'm not
Did she just invent that?
Yes, she just invented. Danica just invented the finger gun.
Oh, shit! Wow!
That's almost as good as the high five!
In a single day!
I thank you for what you did here today. But keep your eye on the prize, heroes. Yes?
Yes,
You got it.
very well.
Maybe knocking him out and slinging him over my shoulder was punishment enough. I'll do that as much as you want.
But I'm glad you brought him to me rather than kill him outright. We cannot afford to be throwing lives away here. Who would make the coffins?
My ears are wide open, my lady. I'll say, let's go after that bastard Vasily, the real asshole who put all this in motion.
Yes, and this is more troubling news still. If Vasily is a very trusted individual amongst the city, and if he is, as you say, in league with the devil, our list of allies grows thin.
Let me ask you a really weird question.
There are no such things.
Do you have any reason to believe, would it be crazy to believe, that Vasily was the devil himself.
Huh.
Oh.
Living amongst us.
His house is empty. No one has been living there.
How did you come up with that?
How did you not come up with that? I'm sorry, that was really mean. It's a crazy idea.
No, you're
But I just want
smart.
to, it doesn't make sense. Nobody's,
Dalika, has Vasily ever stepped foot in the bar?
Yes, of course, many times. But
Did you invite him in before?
yes.
Winnie?
Yes, every time.
Winnie, you are brilliant. Danica, there is a suit of armor within the house, which Vasily was said to have lived in.
Describe it. What does it look like?
It is bright red, with the symbol of a gold dragon on the chest. It is inhibited with some sort of dark magic.
And she goes, she scrambles out of the room without even saying a word.
Winnie's smart as fuck.
On!
Winnie's smart as fuck.
I didn't think that was really gonna be the thing!
Guys, bear with me a second. What if to acknowledge someone else, you just close one eye in their direction?
Does it look like this? And she comes back with a book in which is a little painting. Did it look like this? That's it.
Drogar looks at the picture and looks up and just goes, absolutely.
Do you know who that is a portrait of?
Is that Strahd?
That's him.
Oh my god.
That's him.
God damn it.
He was living here among us this whole time.
Well, at least we don't have to find this Vasily.
This is devastating. Everything. This changes everything. We've just been play acting. Excuse me. This bears more thinking. Do not let it distract you from your mission. The plan? We must defeat the devil. Stick to that. This does not change that goal.
Danica, my only question is how? There must be something about that building. Something about that building in which he was residing. Now, I couldn't find a coffin anywhere in the building. And there was no dirt from what we could assume.
I don't know.
But something about that building allows him to come and go through your city.
I don't know. Some dark magic. He is a wizard after all.
Yes. Well, needless to say, spread the news that that house is to be off limits.
No one went there anyway. It was Vasily's mansion. He always... God, I feel so stupid. He always just came to us. I feel like a fool.
If it makes you feel any better. Had I not been so preoccupied with finding those bones of St. Andrews, perhaps I could have saved far more lives at the church.
No. This is how he works. This is his strength. Deception. Elo. Cunning. This is how the devil wins. But you have learned. Huh? Keep that. Keep what you have learned here. This lesson. This loss. Wear it like armor. He will never fool you again in the same way.
No, he certainly will not.
That is a strength.
Indeed.
Keep this in mind as you move forward. Yes?
Thank you for your time, my lady.
Take care of yourselves.
I believe our next step is to head to the Druids. I believe we are going to try to finally secure your winery.
That will go a long way in winning the people, that's for sure.
Is there any way we can destroy that armor first? Fight Strahd, I'd like it to be without his fancy armor.
Yeah.
I do know of some powerful magics, but I would need at least a day to conjure up the amount of energy I would need to cast such a spell.
I think I would need to sleep for exactly 8 hours.
I was trying to do it in a role-playing way! You see, Artemis, I need exactly one long rest.
Danica, is there, just until we get back and we can take care of it?
I will ask Rictavia to look after it.
Okay, just to
God, I
keep
hate
it in
that
a
guy.
safe place.
I will ask Rictavia to look after it.
Okay.
Listen, I got no problem with fine, Renton.
And Renton is fine. Rictavio.
I really hate that guy's alter ego.
You may not notice by the scrape marks when he walks in the house, but we hid the armor in the fire.
Take an inspiration.
You see, it was such a good hiding spot that nobody will find it.
So good.
You'll spot the Nikes sticking out.
Nikes! The air sabotage!
I can remember the sabotage word. I
Should
remember
we
Nikes
have
though.
lunch and then like go?
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea, but should we stop by the blacksmith first, the barbarians?
Oh, the berserkers?
The berserkers.
You don't know exactly where they are. You just know that they're generally out
They're-
west.
They're in a similar area as the
They're
road.
they're generally in that area. You don't know exactly where they are.
Right. But they're like along the path, maybe.
But yeah, you might run into who knows.
Okay.
Drogar whips out the map that he has, and he kind of references to Artemis, and he goes, from what we know, the berserkers are somewhere in that forest. So perhaps we can consult with them first, or...
If this were The Witcher 3, at some point on the road, we might see a big yellow circle on it.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
My only concern is perhaps the berserkers and the druids have a pact or some sort of understanding, to which I would want to keep them unbeknownst to our plan.
Does it still feel like the druids are the priority then? We go there and then figure out the blacksmithing thing?
As soon as we can get that stone back to the winery.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you agree, Council?
Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's get on the road. Let's
Well,
do this.
How are you guys feeling?
My
about that?
appetite is not too strong, so I will saddle the horses with the wagon. Why don't you all grab some lunch?
Is anybody hurt though? Like, yeah.
You
Well, so
really
long
must-
rest to eat or saddle the horses and generally get ready to go.
A long rest?
If you want a long rest, yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Short rest.
Okay.
The
Short rest.
DM just offers?
I know.
I'm sorry.
Wait
I'm
a
sorry.
second.
I misspoke.
Okay, but
No, I'm
short
not
rest to
back.
have
Be
lunch and
okay
do all
going?
that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we'll say you take an hour to get ready to go.
Great, okay.
And if we give us
Um,
some
If
That
we
doesn't mean
happen
we'll
to
get
come
it.
across some
You can roll
berserkers,
no.
But yeah, you can roll.
I'm gonna roll
You
my
can dice and stuff.
blacksmiths.
gonna roll my hit die.
What was that?
If we happen to come across some berserkers, I hear they're very good blacksmiths.
Kat says as she absentmindedly fingers the bag that contains the pieces of her old greatsword.
But to your point, Tyler, yeah, they are out there.
Okay.
That's generally around the forest around Yester Hill is where Embry told you that they are rumored to be.
Gotcha.
So yeah, take an hour. Anything in that hour?
If
Anybody
it's
talk about
okay, I will eat my porridge or whatever with Milvaj and the two boys.
Do so.
Callister spends the entire hour trying to figure out how Winnie figured that out. He spends the entire hour. He's like, if Vasily, if you have to invite someone in, he spends the entire hour going.
You're just sitting in the background at a different table looking at us eating porridge.
Drogar,
Maybe Winnie is Strahd. Bleh.
Drogar wants to attempt to, so he goes and he saddles up the horses, and then he, as he's like doing stuff and moving around, at some point his necklace breaks, like with his symbol on it, and it falls, and he picks it up, and he's gonna try to contact the light. He's gonna try to have a moment with his deity.
That doesn't work well here.
Give me just a
Religion
give me a
check.
wisdom
Wisdom
saving.
saving. That is a 14.
14. So how do you usually experience? How do you usually experience meditating with the light or
So
communicating? With
it's
the light?
a kneel down process, and sort of very mantra based. And when he comes in contact with his deity, with the light, it is just a glowing light
that speaks to him in an area that's all white. You know, it's him speaking in pure brightness. And the last time this happened, he attempted, and he couldn't. It was
Couldn't
a barrier.
quite go through,
Just
right,
couldn't
yeah,
quite
yeah.
go through.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right, okay. 14, you said?
Yes.
So Drogar, you go into this meditative stance, and you start to feel that kind of out-of-body lift that you normally experience when communicating with the light. And you sort of feel that shift. When you open your eyes, you see nothing but blackness. But then, just fading into view, far in the distance, is a pinpoint of dim light. What would you like to do?
Drogar is going to. Drogar, very flavorful, but he is going to cast light. He is going to attempt to cast light around him in this state and sort of beckon the light that's far away to join him, to sort of get closer to him. Or to vanish some of the darkness so that it can.
You do so.
Yeah.
And the light goes up and sort of explodes like a firework. And then the darkness closes back in around you. But when it illuminates, for a brief moment, as the space around you is illuminated, there are bodies everywhere, bearing the iconography of your temple. You recognize the faces as those you fought with. And it just illuminates their corpses for a moment until you are again enclosed in darkness. Just that little orange light off in the distance.
I think Drogar, after realizing that and realizing what that orange light is in the distance, he's going to take one foot and just step in front of the other and head
Moving
toward the
towards
light.
it, as you begin to move towards it, you start to feel compelled, pulled towards it. And it's that effect where, when you're driving towards a mountain, it just feels like it never gets closer.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, you're just kind of on top of it. That's sort of your experience. All of a sudden, it comes into view, and you see the light is being illuminated from a lantern, just gently swinging. And as you draw closer and closer, you see a cloaked hand come into view, holding the lantern. What would you like to do?
I take the lantern. I reach for
You
it.
reach out for it. Another hand shoots out of the darkness and grabs your wrist. The lantern light brightens, and you see Strahd's face illuminated under a cloak. And he says, I told you, I'm your god here. And he strikes you in your chest, and you awaken. You lose 3 spell slots.
Oh.
Shit, dude.
Oh my god.
Fuck. I don't even know what those are, but that's gotta be bad.
Oh, that's brutal.
What spell slots do I lose, DM?
As you pick. You can. Well, let's say it's 3 levels. So you can do 1/3 level, you can do a 2 and a 1, you can do 3 1s.
It's like those slots have been used.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Never
wow.
works in Barovia. I've tried like 3 times.
Holy
it
shit.
never works.
Oh.
Oh my god, I just had a horrible thought.
I mean, it's not like we're on our way to a fight.
A bunch of druids that almost killed us last time we fought 2 of them.
Oh Jesus.
By the time you, so it's like midday now. You would get to Yester Hill by dark. So you might not want to fight today anyway. But you would know that because you've traveled out that way. Like you'll get to the winery by dark.
Okay.
So is my so I can't use my 3rd level spells because I haven't rested.
Yeah, correct.
Oh my god.
I'm out of spells.
Do you? Oh my god.
Sorry, bud.
Dude, what?
He's
That-
out of spells.
That expended
Oh my-
all of my spells.
Sorry, bud.
Oh my god.
So Drogar I'm gonna say like Drogar collapses in that moment as he comes out of it. He's like, and he like tries to stand up, but he can't. He like falls to his knees.
Where are you doing this? Can we see you?
He's
I'm up by the
like
water.
saddling the
Like the
horse.
horses.
The cart
so you're like
outside.
outside and we're all inside.
Around the back, right? It would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we're all inside, like, eating.
And I'm trying to solve a conundrum.
Kaz is workshopping, like, hand greetings. that might be something.
Yeah, so Drogar is just like,
We keep working on it.
it's like,
It's
one
like
of,
a
it's just one of those moments where like an old person falls, and they try as hard as they might to get up, and they just can't. And it's just a moment of like helplessness, just pure helplessness. And he's in the, he's in the mud, and
Muck
he's
of the
like,
stable. Yeah.
and the horses don't give a shit because they're animals, and it's just
rough.
Yeah.
Maybe you're glad no one's around, Drogar.
Wow.
Let's take a break.
That's so vivid.
Let's take 10. Yeah.
And break.
Beautiful.
Drogar walks in.
The Critical Fail DM Strahdcast features Dan Ison as Callister, Ned Pryce Iannacone as Drogar, Campbell O'Hare as Winnie, Kay Devine-Jones as Kaz, Tyler Kanter as Artemis, and me, Trevor William Fayle, as your DM. The podcast is edited and designed by Dan Ison. Curse of Strahd and its original characters are the creative property of Wizards of the Coast. To tide you over between episodes, check us out on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, Etsy, and Twitter at Critical Fail DM. That's Critical Fayle DM. Endless gratitude to our Patreon subscribers, folks like Allison Phillips, Becca Smith, Taylor A., Tanaya M., and Emma Hansen. Thanks to your contributions, we have already been able to upgrade our podcasting equipment. If you are interested in supporting our dreams and joining the gaggle, go to patreon.com/criticalfaildm. Thanks, Dungeoneers, and take your day with advantage.